My name's Russell Bilodeau, 41 years old, been a North Andover resident since 2009, so about 9 years now. Married with 3 kids. My wife grew up in town, loved the town here. I ran my second Boston Marathon this year in the cold rain. It's a beautiful race, memorable. Excited to say that I completed it, and I ran for a great charity, Family Reach Foundation. This is the second time I ran for Family Reach Foundation. I ran in 2015, and I met a great boy, Michael Kirchdorfer, in 2015. I ran for him. He was six years old at the time. He's doing much better now, which is great. I still keep in touch with him and his family. They're a great family. And this year I ran for Camille Walsh. She's in Melrose. She's a 15-year-old who had osteosarcoma, who has osteosarcoma, and has had multiple surgeries. And she's a fighter. She's a funny girl, a lot of energy. I was really proud to represent both of them in the 2 years that I did run Boston. And if there is ever another time, not to say I'm going to do it next year, but if I do choose to do it again in the future, I'd certainly would love to represent that charity again. They help families that are going through financial troubles with children that were diagnosed with cancer. As far as the community, my friends and family raised over $21,000 this year for Family Reach and Camille. She was at the finish line at the office at Family Reach to greet me there. It was an amazing experience, I mean, running that race, the crowds, even in the rain, everybody out cheering people on. You're coming down, I'm a middle of the pack marathon runner, so I'm not out there setting any records, but coming down Boylston Street, it feels like you're winning the race. It's just electric. Something that you have to experience to actually believe. I mean, I started running maybe 12 years ago, so right around when I was 30 years old. I wasn't much of a runner growing up. I played a lot of sports, but didn't necessarily go out for any runs. And not really until I came here to North Andover, I met up with some friends that told me about a club in town, the Borderline Running Club. And we meet here at the Common every Saturday morning at 6:30 and go out on some runs, 4-mile runs, 20-mile runs. Trained with a lot of people for this year's marathon with them. It's been a great group of people, some of my best friends that I've made through the club. That's really been the journey for me. I did a lot of 5Ks initially, built up my mileage, never thought in my life I'd ever do a marathon. And never thought in a million years I'd run Boston. Starting out 12 years ago, couch to 5K program, running from telephone pole to telephone pole, walking from telephone pole to telephone pole, and now, I can say that I've run 4 marathons, 2 Bostons. It's a pretty exciting thing. So 3 hours and 58 minutes as far as was my time. So I was happy with that. I was originally heading into it, was hoping I'd be a little bit faster, but at the start, we were driving in on the bus and there's cars passing us with snow on the roof of the car, it's pouring rain. It just wasn't something that would have been smart for me if I tried to push myself too hard and not finish. There were unfortunately a lot of people that didn't finish this year. At mile 24, where I was at a real low, I was ready to just throw in the towel. I didn't know they'd be out there. I got to see them. That was a huge lift. My friends at the water stops, friends I didn't know that were coming out, that all of a sudden were around a corner. It's an amazing event, and it was just really, it's humbling to be a part of it, and not just the running side of it, but on the fundraising side, experiencing the generosity of my friends and family, the community, is really a humbling, mind-blowing experience.